my man. Thank you to my man. This is Kat. This is my dear husband who drives me up the wall sometimes.
Keeping that in.
But we're just going to be talking about, life as a young married couple and how the first year has been. We're obviously in our second year of marriage.
Yeah.
And we got a baby. And, life is lifing and God is Godding and He is good. So, let's get into it. In our relationship, we would always play 21 questions. And this was my way of digging in for information because a lot of the times guys don't like to talk or they sometimes hide things, and they're just trying to guess the girl. So I would make it like a game and we would just play 21 questions and then that would be my opportunity to get information out of him. And obviously we would play it more than once. So I would ask the same question more than once. And sometimes if I can tell this guy is not telling the full truth, I'd change the question. Literally.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Literally. So we're going to play 3 questions, not 21 questions, 3 questions. So my first question, how do you feel doing this episode with me?
I'm excited, to be honest. I think we've always spoken about, I think most likely, okay, not every couple, I think every extroverted couple, speaks about, so when are we going to do our own, YouTube channel? Yeah. And we've had our differences about it. So, we finally got to do something.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about it. Honestly, I'm excited to see how it does, how it performs. And who knows, you guys might like this so much that it could be, something that branches off to its own. I'm not hoping or anything like that. I think we need to talk. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Okay. Your turn to ask the question.
Oh, okay. Cool. A serious question? Or
you can ask anything. I mean, how we normally do 21 questions.
Yeah.
You can ask anything.
Okay. How has it been being a stay-at-home mom? And that question is coming from there are women out there who, have maternity leave and then they have to go back to work. And you've had the opportunity to stay home with your child. And what's it like? What's the experience? What would you, what's your highlights been? And also speak about what hasn't been your highlights.
Yeah.
Because, as beautiful as it is to stay home with your kid, at the same time, there's factors about life that make it tough. So, yeah, man.
Truthfully, it's just been mixed emotions for a number of reasons.
Yeah.
Baby was premature. And so, top priority was to make sure that he's healthy and that he's growing well, etc., etc. So, and then I also had health challenges, but thank Jesus, I'm great now. God is good all the time. So it really has been a roller coaster. And then on top of that, it's the day-to-day stuff, making sure that the house is clean, cooking. I will say though, and this is not to stroke anyone's ego or make my husband feel good in any way, no, but the truth is that he really has been really helpful. We were just out of hospital. He was barking baby. Baby was born at 2.5 kgs. He was 33 weeks. He was so small. And Kat was busy bathing him, feeding him. I really had a lot of help from my husband, which I know not a lot of women do get that support from their partner. So I'm grateful, really, really grateful for that. So it's been mentally challenging, physically draining, spiritually also draining, because, during this whole time, I've also had to heal, from the trauma of this year. It's been a really rough year. So, it's really been mixed emotions. I haven't had the chance to fully enjoy being a stay-at-home mom. And it's also not as glorified as people make it out to be, because you put a lot of pressure on yourself. You set really high expectations on yourself. And if you are the kind of woman that I am, yeah, we're independent, we go-getters, we want to have our own. And coming from that kind of lifestyle where, yes, we are a couple and, we do everything together. And I'm not trying to say that I'm like a feminist or whatever in any kind of way, but when you are used of also contributing financially and, yeah, you used of that kind of lifestyle is really hard. It's really hard. So it's had its ups and downs, but yeah, thank God we're still here and God has been good to us. So that's all that matters to me now. And what I'm focused on is, yeah, just enjoying this time until God moves me to the next chapter of my life, which I know He's cooking up something and it's going to be amazing because God will never take you out of somewhere where, He wants you to be at. Yeah. And also sometimes when you're stubborn, I don't know who this is for, but you better catch this message. When you know that you are in a place, whether it's a workplace, a relationship, a friendship, and you know that you're not meant to be there, and you know that God has way more for you, and you know that you are meant for greater. When you are stubborn and you choose not to remove yourself, God will forcefully remove you from that situation, and it's not nice. Can be painful in the sense where it can be very like abrupt and aggressive and unexpected. So be obedient and remove yourself from what. Did my earring just fall off? That's the spirit, guys. That's the spirit. Just like I'm gonna move this so I still look cute.
You're doing good, actually. No, I was surprised. I was like, I'm so impressed by my wife. She's like, she out here all TV presenting and top billing stuff. I'm
what
like,
can I say? It's just,
I asked the question. I thought she would speak to me. Now I'm looking around like she's speaking to me.
Because of the viewers. No, but Shane, that was just on my heart, and I felt like I just needed to say that because that's the honest answer. I wish I can say that it's amazing. I go shopping every day and I have coffee with my housewives.
The real housewives of Durban.
The other day I met with Sarisha and Annie and them. But I'm not sure if I want to be a part of Joko or
no promo,
but I love them. But yeah, that's just me being real. So yeah, I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, no, it does. I mean, there was a whole lot of preaching in the out here, just on some amen.
Preacher's wife.
That's real good. Yeah, man. I like that. That's real good. That's deep, man. That's deep. That's deep. Cool.
So on to my question. I'm on my second question. What, in your experience, has the first year of marriage been like?
I was actually going to be my second question for you. I might rephrase that for you.
Telekinesis.
Yeah, I hate that. The thing is, it's been a year and a half. It hasn't just been a year. And it's hard to answer that question just on the first year. I feel like if I could, I guess I'm rephrasing your own question now.
Yeah.
What's it been like so far? And it really is up and down. I was saying to my wife once that, in relationships, there's internal factors and there's external factors. And you can either have an internal factor being the problem or you can have an external factor being the problem. And I feel like in our marriage, we've dealt so well with like any internal factor. To be quite frank, it hasn't been an issue or a problem.
Yeah.
Anytime something arises, we can deal with it. We can argue about it and we can agree on it or agree to disagree and just move on and it's fine. But I feel like there's been so many external factors, be it like, things going on with the country and it affecting us as well.
Yeah.
But those are all external factors and those things have really been hard on us. And so for me, it's been up and downs in the sense that like I've really had some great times.
Yeah.
Really had some great times with you. I've had such great memories with you and Sky and Lavi, and even before Sky as well. It's honestly just been great. I feel like we took our opportunity to still date while we were married and go out and do whatever we want to do and stuff like that, and not be too serious in life and still have fun in our marriage, And now we're at a different stage and phase with Sky. And I'm really loving it. It's got its challenges, but with those challenges as well, we're growing. And I'm becoming a different man. I can't say more than man, but just a different man. It's funny because I always think about my dad and how he felt first child, and yeah, man, it's been amazing. Well, honestly, it's been amazing. But just highlighting that as amazing as it's been, it's had its challenges. So yeah, if anything, I would highlight that it's been more amazing than anything else.
Yeah, it's been a wild ride.
Yeah,
It's been wild.
Cool. So my second question. Can you make the next baby? No, I'm joking. Gosh. Now, oh, big boy.
Sky is like, no. So, the second question.
Yeah, my second question. If you I've spoken about how it's been so far. Where Now I would like you to speak about where would you like us to go to be, like where to from here? What would you love for us for the next year and a half?
In terms of marriage or just like our family on the whole?
Marriage, because marriage includes our family on the whole.
Yeah,
marriage includes our jobs. Marriage includes, our friends. Marriage includes, because all those things play a factor in our relationship. So, yeah, man.
We're moving to Australia. Yeah, man. South Africa's been lit. It's been amazing. But I just feel like I said earlier, I think God really has something cooking up for us. I think we really are God's favorite kids. No offense to you all, but
he's been good.
He's been so good to us.
Shane's been good to us.
So faithful. Even in the times where we don't deserve it. And I'm also happy that we acknowledge that in our relationship. That a lot of the blessings, a lot of the favor in our lives is really not because we've done anything to deserve it, but it's just because of who God is and how faithful He is, And also, I do believe this is the people who are always bashing marriage and always talking smack, when it comes to marriage and stuff. But marriage really is a holy covenant. And I feel like when two or more, just like how the scripture says, when two or more come together in His name, He is there. And that really is marriage. I think God honors marriage and He also blesses unions, especially godly unions like that. So, yeah, I thank God for that. But honestly, where I see us, somewhere overseas, Australia, I'm really gunning for Australia just because of the lifestyle. They're really family orientated, but I rebuke the snakes, I rebuke the spiders and the insects and all of those things, but I know God's got us. Those are His creations, so He's going to keep them away from us. But yeah, overseas for sure. I'm still, so into fashion and buying and stuff. But if it's God's will for me to start my own business, then His will be done. I do believe that mentally, I'm still trying to catch my breath. Because a lot of people tell me, you should start your own line, you should open up your own boutique, you should do this, you should do that. But I don't think people really understand what comes with fashion and opening up your own line, because it's really not as easy as it seems, especially when you're a perfectionist like me, which is not always a great thing because it causes you to delay starting or reaching for that dream or that goal. Working on it, definitely. I think I have improved a lot when it comes to that. But yeah, that's where I do see us. I honestly see us growing our family abroad, you still kicking ass in your job, me finding, a good working environment, a healthy, wholesome working environment with real leaders. You know what I mean? I do believe that I'm a born leader. I think God has given me that gift. But yeah, that's where I see us.
Okay.
Yeah. So my third question before we get into it, what's the most annoying thing about living with me?
All right. So before I answer that, guys, you know what to do. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe if
Thank
you're
you.
enjoying it. And let us know what you're loving, what you're liking. And maybe we can comment on that and subscribe. So, what is the most annoying thing about living with you?
It's not funny.
I guess I'm also buying time because I can't think of anything.
I'm just so perfect, guys. Excuse me.
No, man, I don't want to put anything negative out there, but
it could be something silly,
This guy's moving, bro.
So, as you can see, we've got a little visitor who decided to wake up. And he is up.
Yeah, he's going to be scrumming like, yeah. Cool. What is the most annoying thing about living with you? I got it. I bought myself enough time, guys. I got it. The most annoying thing of living with my wife is when I'm up. You can tell me to do what you want me to do. But my wife over here, when she tells me, baby, please do me a favor, or I do the favor. But Manje, she gives it to me in parts. She'll say, baby, please can you give me a cup? Just a cup, just an empty cup. Here's a cup. Okay, I'm sorry, can you also just give me a teaspoon? Here's a teaspoon. Oh, could you also just boil some water there? Baby, let me tell you something. If you want a tea, just tell me you want tea. Don't tell me to give you piece by piece, And I feel like that for me is like the most annoying thing. Oh, baby. And when these words come out, baby, can you just do me a favor? Hey, that's when you know it's over. It's over. So yeah, for me, that's the most annoying thing, really.
Funny guy.
Hey,
your final question.
No, that was my question. Okay. That was your question. Yeah. All right. My final question. I don't know if this is a good question or not.
Ask it.
What would you do if you found out we're pregnant with twins?
I would probably faint. No, I'm not even trying to be funny. I would literally pass out.
Okay, like the question on top of that, just to also add, like, how's it been? I guess. Why would you faint? Like, tell the viewers why. Because of how tough it's been,
Yeah, and also like we bougie parents. Let's be honest. And I don't mean bougie in the sense that we want like name brands and extra fancy stuff, but I think we do believe in quality. Especially when it comes to the baby, like we put him above us all the time, which is how it's supposed to be, obviously. But now, if we've got twins on top of this little guy, damn, I don't know. I know God won't do us dirty like that. Don't mind twins, just not now. Even another baby, not now. Thank you, God, for blessing my womb, but not now. So it would just, I don't know, it would be such a brain fart, bro. I don't know. I'd go crazy. And you?
By the way, me and these baby questions, don't stop thinking like, ooh, wait, this man, he wants to pop another one. No, hold the horses. I'll be numb. You know, when it's like, you come home and your wife's like, "Ah, baby, I messed up the credit card." You're like, "Okay," because you just like, there's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do. So getting angry ain't gonna help. You know, just like today was the last day you were a single parent of just like a single child. Now you're finding out you're gonna be a parent of three. Just enjoy the day. Just enjoy the rest of the day. Because after today, I would be stressing like, how am I gonna do this? What am I gonna do? I would be now.
Yeah,
Right then there, I'd be now, to be honest. So yeah.
Anyway, so diving into today's episode, really, I just wanted it to be like a conversation, chill vibes, let's just connect and really just speak about how's it been, for the past year and a half, just being a young married couple, the challenges we've faced, life together, really, and then obviously life changing once we got the baby. So I think for me, it's been a beautiful journey. I remember last year I cried for a puppy when we just got married. And then, yeah, we didn't even know that a few months later, boom, we would be expecting a baby. So now there's like two babies at once.
Was it a few months later?
It
We got
was.
Lovey in August, in April.
No, we got Lovey in June. He was born in April and we got him in June, like I think a few weeks after we got married. And then
December, we made the announcement.
Yeah, December we made the announcement, but I got in May. So it was actually really quick. But yeah, what's your take on it? Like, what's your experience been?
My experience, honestly, is like, it's been beautiful, and like, people have their own different experiences, but for me, it's been beautiful, and yeah, I honestly have to thank it to God and the quality of our relationship because of how supportive and loving and caring you have been, and also just like how we've been our communication at the same time has been really good.
Yeah.
We've been able to grow and work our way through any sort of curveballs.
I will say though, not to interject, but communication is not easy. It's really something that I had to work on continuously because there'll be times where we're having an argument and I will chip in and I'll cut him off because I just want to say something. I'm generally like a forgetful person. That's just facts. So if I want to say something, for me, how it would be, it's like, okay, I got to say this now before I forget, and I would find myself just like interrupting him and tripping in all the time. And I remember in the midst of an argument, he started having an argument about that. So it has not been easy. And also, marriage really, like a lot of people used to say, oh, marriage will reveal like the deepest, darkest side of you, For me, it hasn't revealed the deepest, darkest side of me because I feel like when you're a child of God also, you're not that dark. But it has revealed where I need to heal and where I need to grow. It's revealed to me like my weaknesses and what I've got to do to be a better wife, at the same time, daughter, friend. Yeah, it really reveals you as a person, like where you need to grow. So that's been good, I guess.
So one thing I definitely want to talk about is just also our view to the viewers, life as a young married couple, and maybe not particularly our life, but just our views of it in general, of course, from our experience and stuff like that. And like, I think let me start in saying what I feel like has been important for me, whether it be young or as a married couple. But I feel like when you have the right partner, it becomes so much more easier.
Yeah.
You spoke about how, marriage can bring out the worst in people, and it can. but it honestly depends on your partner, the communication, how you guys talk to each other, the level of respect, loving each other, you know. And for me, you know, when people ask me, a lot of the times when it's guys, it's like, yeah, so how's it been, man? How's it been? And, you know, you say it's good. And it's like, ah, you still in honeymoon. And it's like, nah, you know, you want to set the state. And that's what I've been wanting to do, set the state of the relationship. And for me, if call it what you want, honeymoon, wherever, but it's not honeymoon phase for me. It's marriage.
Yeah.
It's marriage for me, you know, and that's the state and the conditions that I want to be married in. And so I'll talk to my wife and I'll love my wife and I'll care for my wife the way she wants to be cared for, because the way I would like to care for her might not be the way she wants me to care for her. And that takes communication, you know. So it's finding out how she wants me to treat her. And you know, I feel like that's vital as a young person, because, you know, a lot of people walk into relationships, never mind married, you know, and that's the sad part. They walk into relationships individually.
Yeah.
And it's about what I'm going to get out of it, you know. And you can't walk into marriage like that and expect it to necessarily work, you know, because if you're walking into a union, it's about you guys and you know, how things work for the both of you. Yeah, there's compromises, but there's compromises for you guys, not compromises for that other person. You know, because when you do compromise, that means that other person's also going to compromise, not just you compromising or just expecting the other person to compromise for you. You know.
Do you feel like we've done a good job at compromising?
I do 100%. I think it's very easy to forget. You know, I say that in the sense of when you've been single or you've always had a single mind and you walk into a marriage, it takes a bit of a change in mentality to go, hey, this isn't about me. Life is not about me anymore. Whatever decision I make will affect my partner, you know. And, you know, at first, I think, not that we struggled, I think we were still adjusting to like, oh my gosh, this is it, you know, this is it. And yeah, I feel like we've done very well. You know, again, props to our communication. Props to our communication. So being married young for me has been so great because it's given me the opportunity to grow with you as a man, as a person, as a person going through this journey, you know, because that's what it is. Honestly, it's a journey, and I'm learning. We're both learning.
But also, one thing that I have learned is that a lot of people think that when you get to the altar, the commitment starts. But I actually don't believe that the commitment starts there. I believe the commitment starts when the two individuals decide that they're going to be in a committed relationship. Now, I'm not saying that, you know, you should act as if you guys have already said I do, and you should start like merging finances and whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? If it works for, you know, certain individuals and stuff like that, then that's okay with them and that's good. But I feel like you do have to keep some sort of individuality before you're married, you know, until it reaches such a serious stage where you know that, okay, we're going to spend the rest of our lives together. And that's when, you know, you guys can really start merging your life in terms of finances, like lifestyle, big plans, for example, like getting a car together, getting a home together, whatever the case may be. But in terms of the actual commitment to do life together, does not start at the altar. And I think a lot of young people are also quite hesitant to get married because they have this idea, oh, I don't want to just get married just to get divorced, you know, or I don't want to, you know, marry and then this guy ifs up and he goes cheating and whatever the case may be. Well, what he's doing in the relationship is what he's going to do in the marriage. Okay? What he's doing while you guys are still in the talking stage is what he's going to do in the relationship. And a lot of people may disagree with me when it comes to that because they might say, oh, you guys are just talking. It's not like a relationship or whatever. But
A lot of girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
a lot
agree.
of people might
No,
be like,
me, I agree with you. Me, I'm gonna talk to you girls. Me, I'm gonna tell your ladies. Me, I'm gonna tell your ladies. Yeah, bro, what that guy's doing to you during the relationship phase is exactly what he's gonna do to you thing. And listen to the stories. Listen to this. You know, you hear the story of like, oh, so and so's husband did this and so and so. And if you find out and you backtrack and you ask the right questions, tell me about the relationship.
Yeah.
Do you have this history and stuff like that? You're fine. Yeah, actually, he did upset you a couple of times. You'd be like, oh, okay.
But people just ignore red flags, though. You know what I mean?
No,
they blatantly
and I agree.
Ignore red flags.
That's what they say. That's what they do. But for me, also, what it is, it's guys. We need to stop. We need to stop getting into a relationship with the idea of it being a fashion and it being something and getting into a relationship because we have this idea of what we would like it to be like and look like and whatever. Look, build your relationship bit by bit with your partner. Stop having your idea of what you want the relationship to be and impose it on your partner, because then you both don't have the same goal. You don't have the same vision. You are in two different WhatsApp groups. You understand? Just go with the flow, talk, love each other, care for each other. And bit by bit, you'll start to be building the quality of the relationship rather than the appearance that the relationship has got this level of status and like, oh, we are a power couple.
Yeah.
We are an Insta couple. We are a what couple. Meanwhile, you haven't even connected with each other on like the deepest levels and finding out, how you both operate and work and think. And the moment like one hits a fight or flight mode, that person flies and you're like, oh my gosh, he's never done that to me because the situation's been different. You've always tried to put yourself and paint yourselves in this environment of everything's good, everything is good, everything is good. And the moment shit hits the fan, it's like, oh, how could you be like that? And it's like, no, whereas if you spoke to your person and you connected with your person and you find out who you guys are and what your guys' insecurities are, and you love each other for that and you accept each other for that, when shit hits the fan and stuff happens and your partner crumbles, you can be there to support them even when they fly. Even when they fly, and you'd be like, I understand. It's that situation triggered a traumatic experience, maybe with the previous partner or so and so. And so then you can actually be there for that person and be like, hey, listen, this isn't it.
Yeah.
This isn't what used to happen or what happened. I'm here for you. Come back. Let's talk about this, yeah, man.
But the issue is that like a lot of young people, or should I say this generation, they're not in it to win it. And by that, I don't mean you tolerating abuse, deceit, lies, cheating. No. I just mean that when the first challenge comes along, they're not willing to resolve it. And maybe this really extends beyond just like a romantic relationship, but in all kinds of relationships. When there's conflict, I've realized that a lot of people, when you come together to resolve the conflicts, people don't come with the intention of making it right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You come with the intention of like thrashing it out and fighting and whatever the case may be, which is honestly so detrimental to the relationship. So that's one issue. And then another issue that I've also noticed, and I mean, speaking from experience, I was not the absolute feminist, but I think I did subscribe to some of the feminist beliefs or, ideologies. But the truth is, in marriage, in a godly marriage, the man is the head. And that does not mean that he is above the woman. No. You guys are interconnected. You're all one. But without the neck, the head won't be supported. The head will just like flop. You know what I mean? Like the woman holds such an important role in a man's life. in the marriage itself, in the home.
The woman's the neck.
I would say the woman's the neck, the nerves, the heart, the everything. She is everything else. Do you know what I mean? And that's why they also say, like, behind every great man is a great woman, because it's really facts. And I feel like we've also, just being at home, guys, this is one example.
Just for the record, I want you to know she's saying I'm a great man.
Just being at home, right? So Kat works from home. His company is based overseas. When I was working and stuff, he'd obviously have to wake up every morning, help me tidy up. He'd have to make his own breakfast, coffee, lunch, then still clean up before I get home. Then I'd have to cook. You know what I mean? Like, it was really, really hectic.
Yeah.
Now that I'm at home, he helps me with baby in the morning because I don't sleep at night. So he'll do like morning shift with baby and stuff. He'll have his breakfast and then I take over baby. But it also gives me an opportunity to serve you on some days when I have the time. Like to either make his coffee, prepare lunch for him, then sort baby out, make dinner. It just makes the load lighter and it allows him to focus on work. My opinion, and it's quite controversial for today's generation, but I understand the logic of women staying at home back in the day. Before, I didn't understand it. Before, I was just like, men are trash. Women are everything. Women are the future. Who runs the world? Girls. I was that kind of girl. But I realized that feminism really is selfishness. And feminism is a power. I really feel like it's a power struggle.
That's your opinion.
Yeah, that's my opinion. It's really a power struggle, and it's like, okay, who hurt us women? That we feel that we have to be superior to men. Because with that narrative and that notion, we can never really coexist and build beautiful, healthy relationships if you constantly feel like you are above a man or men are trash. I've said men are trash a million times on Facebook because I genuinely believe that, like, you know, yeah, there might be a few good men out there, but they're like far and few in between, which to a certain degree is true. But you cannot keep that mentality that, oh, men are trash, but you want a healthy, loving marriage. Yeah. You also have to get to a point in your life as a woman where you are able to submit to a man who is worth being submitted to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like dating you, I never dated really before you, but I did the inner work, did my research. You know, I would really learn from my friends' relationships because a wise person really does learn from other people's mistakes. You do not have to put your hand on the stove to know that it's hot and you will get burnt. Okay. So I used to listen to Tony Gaskins. You know, I was really prepping myself for when Mr. Right comes along. So thank God for that, because when you came along, I was able to identify certain traits in you that made me, you know, realize that, hey, this is a good one. Obviously, in the beginning, you don't know this is going to be your soulmate or your husband or whatever the case may be. But there's certain green flags that lets you know that it's okay to let my guard down with this one. You know, it's okay to feel safe in this one's presence. You know, and that's the thing with a lot of women, though. You'll never submit to a man or you'll never be vulnerable because you know that you cannot be that way with that specific kind of man because he's trash.
Yeah, I think
like it's people's choice also. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, but also like, you know, but you know, just touching on like not feminism, but just like man and woman, guys.
Yeah,
you need to understand. And again, you know, I'm speaking to the people, you know, who are just gonna apply logic to it and not emotions.
Yeah.
You know? As a man and a woman, we have our roles, which we both agree on.
Yeah.
And one's role does not mean it's better than the other's role, you know, based on who does heavier work or who brings in more money or who does this, whatever. It just means that you're two different people. And because you're two different people, you have strengths and weaknesses which can complement each other so that you can both work and live together. And therefore, don't look at it as, oh, I'm a woman and I should have this and I should do this above you. And just because you're doing this, I should also do this and whatever. Dog, if you want to do it, cool. You know, let's agree on it. And but don't come fighting,
Yeah.
as if I'm oppressing you and stuff like that. And that's me also talking to the guys, you know what I mean? Understand though that like your woman, if she can do something and she says she can and she wants to do it and you are happy to give it to her and let her do that role and stuff like that, then let her,
For example, cooking, for example, cleaning the house,
Yeah,
for example.
It can be vice versa. And I feel like we're at that level and stage and age nowadays where a man can do what a woman does and a woman can do what a man does. And so it now has to come down to your guys' relationship and what you guys want your relationship to be like and what roles you guys want to fulfill. Women nowadays are earning more than men, and so it's and men are able to like honestly cook and clean better than some women, um, you know, because men have been brought up so well by the mother, in a single house that like, yo, your ass gotta cook, your ass gotta clean, So now the woman gets a man and she's like, oh, you cooking much better than me. The kids are like, hey man, I hate mama's food. Yeah. So then you start to speak to each other like, yo, babe, I'll cook. You just do the dishes. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I'll clean today, you clean that other day. Or, I'll clean this and you can I'll clean the garage and you can, clean the lounge and stuff, Can
I ask you something? Do you feel...
Yes. I'm joking.
This guy. Do you feel that goes against the natural order of the way God has created us? Instinctively, right? Most women are the ones that like have hormonal imbalances and stuff like that. But most women, when you give birth to a baby, it's your natural instinct to be the primary caregiver for the baby. Instinctively, you just like, you want to take care of this. Damn, I'm so passionate about this topic. You want to take care of the baby, you want to, do everything. And I feel like instinctively in a man has this thing that he wants to be the provider and the breadwinner, and the strong one. So a lot of men, as you're saying, I feel like the roles have changed. Where you see women now going out and being the breadwinners, and then you see a lot of guys being stay-at-home husbands. Again, nothing wrong if that works for people. But do you feel like the natural order of things has changed because that's, what we as humans have decided is now the new norm? Do you feel like women have now become more masculine and men have become more feminine? Because when you're in your feminine energy and your feminine, just really in your femininity, it's easier for you to feel safe with the man taking up his role. Do you know what I mean? As man in the home. But now, a lot of women feel the need to be providers and this great businesswoman and this, like the dominant one in the marriage. There's no space for the man to really be in his masculinity. So do you get what I'm asking you? Like, do you think there's been a shift?
Look, I don't think I can sit here and say there hasn't been a shift. There has been a shift. I don't know why. I would blame it on society. But I think it presents opportunities. I don't want to look at the shift as a negative thing. I think society has opened up men to be more in touch with these feelings and really encourage the woman to help the man open up within the relationship so that he can process his feelings in a much more safer environment and a healthier way where he can actually share and process his day and his feelings and not have to hide his feelings and emotions. So there's definitely been a shift. Has there been a side effect to that shift? Yeah, there definitely has, because why? People are different. So one will accept it and one won't accept it, and some people just haven't liked it. You call it natural instinct. I don't think it is natural instinct, for like the woman to be, and this is just again my opinion. I don't think it's natural instinct for women to be all loving and natural. She's the caring, whatever. Nah, dog, there's some single dads out there that like trump single moms, naturally. And you look at the idea of Amazonian woman, who grow up in the society of just women and like they're all about strong and stuff, and you know they go out hunting and gathering and like being pretty much as fighting as a man could be, you know, because of that environment. That is the idea, and now you see that in reality with women actually being single mothers and having to be providers and then actually going out in life and actually going and providing. So yeah, man, like things change and things can change. I feel like as humans we're capable of anything. We're capable honestly of anything and everything, and whatever we put our minds to we can achieve. So
but then do you honestly think that that is sustainable? Because I feel like it's really a cycle of women saying, oh, men are trash. You know, there's no real men in society. It's hard to find a real man that's a provider, that's this, that's that, that's that. And by all means, it's so healthy and it's so good that we've made it more acceptable and, you know, normalizing men expressing themselves and being more vulnerable, which I feel like doesn't take away from the fact that he's masculine. I don't think masculinity is about hiding your feelings and just constantly being, you know, a rhino. You know, I do feel like there's space in masculinity to be open and honest about your feelings or where you're at about certain situations. But then you get women, on the other hand, who want to be the dominant one and want to take lead. And then they complain, oh, there's no real men, or they find that when they are with a man, he's too weak. Because that's the new thing now. It's like, oh, I'm with this guy, but he's so weak. He's so this, he's so that. You know? But like, whose fault is that? Whose fault is that? Honestly, it's society. It's because we've made it so normal for the woman to be the man and the man to be the woman. We're stuck in this trap and this cycle of women and men going round and round. I can't find decent women who want to submit, if a man is worth submitting to. Can't find a decent woman who wants to submit, and whatever the case may be. Oh, I can't find a man who's a good man and you know, he'll be a good father one day, blah, 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 blah. Now we're stuck in this sick cycle. All because why? Roles have changed. Do you get what I'm saying?
I do get what you're saying. Let me say this.
So it makes it really hard for people to explore marriage the way that God intended it for it to be explored. And that's why a lot of young people are shying away from marriage also, because of the same reason.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, no, I get you. I hear you, love. But like, listen to this, man. I think we're stuck on what it should be and not thinking that it can change.
Mm-hmm.
What you're talking about, from what I'm hearing, it sounds like we are arguing about how it's changed, and it's an issue now because now women can't find that man and men can't find that woman, and what. And you need to first look within and look at yourself and then be like, okay, this is who I am and this is what I need.
Yeah.
Leave alone want. This is what I need, you know? And truly do some proper introspection and like look at yourself as to what you need, you know? Sometimes what you want is not actually what you need.
Yeah.
And understand that the dynamics of a relationship can change.
Yeah.
You know, regardless of what your belief is.
Yeah.
And the moment you can do that, the moment you can understand that it can change, that's the moment your relationship will start to actually benefit you.
Yeah.
Like my cousin said, you need to be with a woman that makes you a better person. A better person all round, emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually. Yeah. And that takes more than just being, oh, that man, oh, that woman that does this role because that's how God intended to. No, Doug. God intended us to be able to be diverse. God intended us to be able to be creators, inventors, lovers, shakers, world changers, and breakers. And that means being able to change the dynamics of a relationship. With that responsibility comes that we have to identify what our roles are. And the moment we can do that and we come to terms with it, that is the moment we must then go out and have the responsibility of looking for somebody who suits our roles, who suits our who suits us.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So I think we can agree to disagree on that one. I do think there's really key points that we've both discussed. Whose podcast is this? Is this his podcast or mine? First and last time doing this podcast with Kat because I can't. He's so distracted.
No, I'm not.
You're distracted.
I'm listening to you. I just don't want to ignore. Oh, but
as I was saying, there's really key and fundamental points that we've both brought up, which I think is really essential to sustaining a healthy, loving, fruitful marriage. We've only been married for a minute now, but by God's grace, we've made it through the first year. As a lot of people say, the first year is like hell. It's really challenging, but we're here and we're strong and we've learned a lot. Maybe we'll do a part 2 of this because I feel like there is a lot to unpack. We kind of got into it. But yeah, that's marriage as a young couple. Any closing words you want to just share to wrap it up?
Yeah, man. I think, guys, just communication for me has been key.
Yeah.
I think it's very key. Love, care, talk to your partner, and you guys can always find a solution to whatever the issues are, be it internal factors or external factors.
Yeah, that's true. Thanks, guys. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment below anything that you want to chat about. We can create a whole string of conversations. But yeah, that's it from Nash and Kat for today. Next week's episode, Robs will be back in business. Can't wait for that. I miss my girl. And also sorry that we've been MIA. But we just want to make this thing authentic. We don't want to just post stuff just for the sake of posting stuff. We want it to be fruitful. We want it to be of good quality. So, yeah, thanks for always coming back. Bye.
Bye.